Okay, so I assume PJ is talking about the fact this was big, huge pop culture news. Ruby Rose has basically quit Batwoman. It
Oh, I
broke,
didn't know that.
I think it broke this morning or yesterday. I forget exactly when it happened, but everyone's kind of in shock about Ruby Rose quitting Batwoman. There's a lot of big news. Um, I assume you're going to bring up the Zack Snyder cut, Eric.
That was not one of mine. We can
Okay,
absolutely
well
talk about it if you want to, but
let
that was not one of
I
mine.
will let me talk about the Ruby Rose thing. I don't have a link. I don't have anything prepared. I've read some of the stories. I was on the fence about talking about this because I know that when they originally started filming Batwoman, she did injure herself, and I know that this was probably um, this was probably more intense for her than I think she was prepared for. You know, whenever you step into the cowl to play one of the Batman family, okay, it brings a lot with it, okay, um, and yeah, it as far as I can tell, judging by the announcements, it seems like it was amicable. Everybody was okay with her leaving. I thought she was good casting. I have not watched all of the first season, but I did watch about 4 or 5 of the episodes, and I enjoyed them for the most part. And I thought that she made a good Batwoman. So I was a little stunned, a little shocked. I'd known that she'd had some difficulties, but I didn't realize it was at the point where she was really ready to basically quit the show. And so apparently it was amicable, and she is leaving the show. The show was is moving forward with a second season. Um, so this is an amazing opportunity for an actress. I know that the producers wanted someone who could represent the I don't want to do the acronym because I can't remember all of it, but they want someone who definitely is obviously Batwoman is a lesbian character. She's always been that way in the comics, at least the current version anyway. And so they wanted to keep with that when they cast the show. They wanted someone who could actually represent that community. Of course, Ruby Rose does, and I would assume that they want someone who can actually for this season 2. But this is a tremendous opportunity for an up and coming actress. A tremendous opportunity because this is a fairly popular show. It's a very, very popular character amongst comic book fans and within the Batman community, of which I am obviously not only a member but also a former creator. I've worked on Batman on multiple occasions. So I have always loved the character of Batwoman. I thought she did a good job. And I was shocked to see her suddenly leaving. But the upside of this is that for the right actress, this is a tremendous, tremendous opportunity to step into this and still kind of make it your own. Ruby Rose did some interesting stuff with it, but I don't think there's not enough room here that you couldn't carve out your own identity as Batwoman and actually usher this show into not only a season 2, but a 3 and a 4 and a such and such on and so forth. So there's a lot of potential still with this character. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. So
Yeah, I don't really have any skin in this fight. I haven't watched the show. I've thought about checking it out. The biggest reason I don't actually watch CW stuff is because I can't get it on my antenna anymore. I used to be able to get my local CW affiliate just on my antenna, and I can't get it anymore for some reason, which is CW 61 in the Phoenix metro area. So I don't know why that is, but I haven't seen this, but I am aware of it. And I do think this is kind of a shocking development that the main star of the show is leaving. And I was just kind of skimming through the article as you were talking, and it sounds like she just couldn't deal with the workload. You know, when it came her time, she just can't do it. That's what I'm getting from it. So,
well, and it is a
from
very
this deadline article that I have up here.
yeah, it playing one of the Batman family is very demanding. Um, it requires a level of physicality. It's not just a matter of learning your lines and looking good, but I mean it requires a real physicality. And I can see. I mean, you look at it. Look at the people who've played this role and how much effort it takes. to maintain and be able to do this. And then Chris PJ with Orville Nations says that she seemed pretty unhappy, poor girl. And yeah, I mean, like I said, I know that she hurt herself when they first started filming the show. So she might have been still dealing with pain or residual stuff from that particular injury. I don't know. But like I said, it seems like it's amicable. There's still going to be a season 2. And in a weird way, this gives the show an amazing opportunity to kind of restart, continue on, but actually restart with a new actress in the role and maybe, move in a slightly different direction. I think so. That's what I look at it as, is while this is an unfortunate turn of events, I think it's also an amazing opportunity for another actress to step into this role and help usher it forward. I think of what happened with John Hames Newton and Gerard Christopher as Superboy back in the 90s, the Superboy syndicated TV series. John Hames Newton was Superboy for the first season, but then he left for some reason, and they brought Gerard Christopher on. And Gerard Christopher was more in line with the Chris Reeves interpretation of Superman, and the fans really, fell in love with his Superboy, but still that version of the, we'll say Superman because Chris Reeves is Superman. You know what I mean? That it felt more like that could be a young Chris Reeves.
I liked both of them. I was a big supporter of that show. I watched that show first run, and I was a little, because I was pretty young when that came out. I can't remember how long ago that came out, but I do remember that, and I like both of them. But I was a little shocked with the recasting. Also, the recasting of Lex Luthor. Remember that they recast him with a much older actor, who is actually a pretty well-known character actor. But that was a little shocking to me too. They really changed the show. That was they did. Related to this, I guess there's an opportunity here for people that don't like Batwoman. Well, maybe you'll like the new one. So there's always that possibility, right?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's mostly this is just an opportunity for them to do something slightly different and get someone else new that's in there, since it seems like all of them were okay with Ruby Rose leaving. Like I said, I didn't think she did a bad job. I thought she was fine, but I think there's still room too for someone else to come in and really make this role their own. I don't think that there's, I don't think it's impossible for someone to come in as a recast and not do a great job with this role. And there's a lot of potential. Like I said, this has got a season 2. It's a show on CW. It's there's a lot of potential there. It's a great character. Batwoman's a great character. I've read quite a few Batwoman comics. I quite like the character. So,
Chris Roberts says, I had such high hopes for the Batwoman. And, we'll see, Chris. We'll see what happens. Yeah. You never know. This could end up being the best thing for the show. It could destroy the show. It's going to be one or the other. You know what I mean? There probably won't be much middle with this one.